Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. You are listening to the beautiful voice of the 6'2" stallion, thoroughbred Nigerian, Ricio Fanchulo. Jaja.
This is Chuks, the only voice of logic and reason.
Yeah, what's good? It's your boy Zeke. I am the verbal shotgun. I deliver truth like I deliver babies. Trust me, I'm a doctor.
Why am I so stupid, man? Interrupting you guys. You guys are gentlemen. You never interrupt me in my voice of logic and reason.
You're
Only for name calling, man. Only for name calling.
You're not a gentleman. You just said it.
We're all gentlemen here, man. We're all gentlemen.
Welcome back to another week of Fix It in Post.
Long, it's been so long.
It's been some time.
FIP.
FIIP podcast.
Yeah.
As always, we appreciate you guys listening and tuning in every week.
Thank you.
We actually didn't post last Wednesday, and we've been getting some text and emails and tweets that we didn't put up.
Yeah.
An episode. So it sounds like
listening.
people are listening
And they like it.
and enjoying it. So
Probably not Chuks, but
Of course, they love me.
we appreciate you guys tuning in, and we will have this up now because obviously you're listening to it. So tweet us at FIIP podcast. Email us at FIIPpodcast@gmail.
Instagram us your naked pictures at.
We don't have Instagram.
We should get Instagram though.
Then you set it up.
For naked pictures.
Actually,
do
you get
even have Instagram?
exactly. You get a personal Instagram first.
You know
Baby
what?
steps. Baby
Don't
steps.
put me on blast in front of the fucking world, okay? It's not my fault I don't have Instagram.
Well,
Actually, it is my fault I don't have Instagram, but that's beyond the point. Or besides the point. What's wrong with me, man?
it's okay.
What's
You
wrong
can't
with
always be the grammar Nazi. Sometimes you yourself have to be.
A Jew. Wow. A grandma Jew.
I wasn't gonna say it.
I said it.
Hey guys, I'm not laughing at that.
It's not funny.
It's not funny.
It's not funny.
It's something that should be made
I am
light
laughing at it because
That was
it's a
jokes.
fucking joke.
Welcome back, gentlemen.
Welcome
Specifically, welcome back to Zeke.
of. Yeah.
He was. Matter of fact, talk to us, man. What's good? Where you been, man? How's your last week, last 2 weeks been?
Man, I've been on vacation. I have been in
From
the
doing
lovely
nothing.
country of Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Yeah, man.
Chilling on the beach. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Horrible Jamaican accents.
We're
That's
not
the
going
song.
to ting, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
man.
not bad.
Boom, bam, bam, in a batty boy. I do not support the message of that song, though.
Lovely beaches of Jamaica.
Hey, don't call women bitches, man, okay? Please.
Wow.
Please.
Lovely beaches of Jamaica.
Oh, I
White
see.
sand,
I
clear
see.
water.
Don't to get racial with the sand.
I've
Just
been,
sand is good. Just sand is good.
Laying on the beach,
Only for
doing
white sand.
nothing, thinking about nothing.
Story of your life.
And
What? Where did
yeah.
you guys? Where were you actually at?
Went to the grill.
Where were you
The
actually
grill.
at?
It was it's a sleepy little village, tourist town. Dope.
What do you call
Man,
it? In the
good.
grill?
In the grill.
Sounds
Good food.
dangerous.
Good
No,
food.
Kingston is dangerous.
You're right, bro. You're right. In Kingston, man, is boom, bam, bam in a tourist head.
It's not even your segment. When we asked for your segment,
I know.
just sing
Shut up!
because now you want to sing.
And at the end of the show, the guy was like,
I don't sing on cue, guys.
No, I'm not going to sing this week.
Don't mind him.
That's not how I sound.
But this is a good song you should go listen to.
Don't mind him.
That's you almost have the accent, man. Good for you, guy. I was patching the head.
I'm not
That's
half out of
disrespectful.
you.
That's disrespectful.
Chuks, man, what you been up to, man?
Hey, normal,
Last 2
man.
weeks, man.
Normal, Reese. Normal. Whiskey. Family. And work, man. Story of my life.
That's what's up, man.
But soon, though, we have some things working, though. You know, I've gotten a little inspiration now. So, very soon, you guys will hear something new apart from food, family, and work. Something new is going to come up soon. So,
Food. I thought it was whiskey. Or is
Whiskey feeds
your
him.
food?
whiskey is food, guy.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
My bad.
I thought lions knew zebra was food. I didn't know that explains without maybe 2 lions then. Maybe a leopard here and 2 lions. Still a cat, though.
The guy just said you have
Still,
leprosy.
I know.
Whoa,
He
leopard.
called you a leopard.
Leopard.
The guy just calls you a leopard.
And I just says leopard. The leopard. No, Zeke doesn't have leopard.
What's good with you, man?
Nothing really, man. Still working on. Well, everything is good, I should say. Still working on the music. Trying to get this EP together. Still playing with the band Survive the Fall.
Survive the Fall. Great name for a band, by the way.
It's a nice name.
Great name.
Survive the Fall. You can take it many different angles.
Yep, it is.
So,
Good name.
but that's really about it, man. So, oh crap, I forgot to get the drops ready. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Story of our lives, guys.
Hey,
Still looking for engineers.
You are an engineer, you know. You do it on the side.
Even if you're a sophomore in college with a little skill.
You just know how to do it.
Just no, please.
Please drop us a line.
We will pay you money.
FIIP podcast.
God.
Tweet us.
I know Reese does it for free. We will pay you money so we can get this
just
incompetent.
So we can have a functional podcast.
Crap. I forgot to get the drops ready. Crap.
I
fired.
I don't even know who I could describe him to.
Oh,
the
Lord.
level of inconsistency that we suffer at the hands of this gentleman.
But he will remind you every second, though. He will remind you every minute. I'm a sound engineer. It's not easy what I do.
It's not easy.
I'm the one fixing it in post.
Yep.
Meow, 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 meow.
Chai.
We've been here for an hour before production, before actual recording. And now.
Mm-hmm.
And he still can't. I bet you guys, he's still looking for the. Right now, he's looking for the
He's looking for
drops.
the button.
Did you find him?
Searching.
You find him?
I think I found him.
He thinks he found them. Please, freshman sound engineers, please find us.
Please. If you,
My God, at this age.
Welcome to the unlucky bastard. Crap, it didn't go off.
this week's unlucky bastard is Reese. He was unlucky enough to call himself a sound engineer.
Yeah. Chai.
Unlucky enough.
I wish you guys could see him. His mouth is open in confusion. Mouth wide open.
The word
confusion.
The word dunce look.
Oh God.
It sounds.
It's his own laptop too. It
is.
belongs to him.
Every day he has it.
Every day he uses his laptop for maybe some unscrupulous.
What the heck?
What the heck he says?
Yeah.
Hey, I'll put the drops in later, man. Go on. Go ahead.
Fix it in post, guy.
I'll fix it in post.
Fix it in post.
You are lucky
bastard.
Yeah. This week's unlucky bastard is brought to you by Winter. The guy's name is Harry Jenkins.
Don't even say winter here, man. What the hell's wrong with you?
The guy's name is Harry Jenkins.
The name alone. The name alone.
Harry Jenkins.
Harry.
So Harry and his two buddies decide to go ice fishing. You know,
Big mistake.
they're going ice fishing in Minnesota. It's a lake. We have tons of them in Minnesota. Yeah,
Lakes.
They go fishing.
For no reason.
So they want to, and when you're ice fishing, you have to drill a hole. You have to create a hole.
Can we tell our fans, maybe on the West Coast,
so
what
ice fishing
is?
Ice fishing is when it gets cold enough, the water on the lake freezes over.
I'm talking about inches of ice,
It
guys.
gets to be about 10
about my
to
dick
12
size vertically.
inches
Yeah, my dick size
of
vertically.
ice, like real thick, so you can drive cars on
thick.
it. You can
Thick.
park, and so you take these augers, and you take an auger and you drill a hole into the ice,
And fish.
and then you put your pole in there.
Basically, this is a white man's no racism intended, please. This is a white man's sport, ice fishing, because black men, we all know they have fishing cup foods, and some Walmarts have fish. Just go buy fish and come back home. But white men enjoy this. But go ahead, Steve.
So, these guys decided to be lazy, and they're like, you know what? I don't want to drill a hole. I didn't bring the auger.
There we go.
We're not gonna ice pick it.
And they were sober, right?
And they were sober at this point. So
Best stories.
they were like, you know what? Hey, I have a stick of dynamite.
Brilliant.
Uh-oh.
You do? Okay.
Uh-oh.
Let's get the hole.
Why were they lazy?
They were lazy. They just didn't want to.
Because it's
drill the
winter,
hole.
guy.
It's cold. They
It's
don't wanna
winter.
drill- It takes time to like drill the hole.
Drilling is
and-
boring, man.
It's
Blow it
boring.
up.
If you are an ice fisher, you don't say that it's winter.
Ice fisher man.
It's either laziness
Ice
or
fisher man.
stupidity.
If you
Ice fisher.
It's either
It's
laziness or
like
stupidity.
a bird, ice fisher. That kind
there
of
is
bird.
actually a bird called ice fisher.
Called kingfisher.
Kingfisher ice fisher.
Chai.
My God. Go to school, guys. Go to school.
Anyways, unlucky bastard. So what they do is they light the stick of dynamite and they toss it in the direction of where they want the hole to be
Science,
drilled.
man. That's just good science.
And they brought their dog along for the trip.
Uh-oh.
Who does
So
it?
The dog sees the master throwing something,
Yes.
perks up, chases it,
Fetch.
runs, runs. The dog picks up the dynamite, and the guys are like screaming, "No, no, no! Stop, stop!" They're yelling. Then he starts running back to them.
towards them.
tail wagging,
Back towards
tail
them.
wagging,
This cannot be true.
just happy.
This is the best
the
unlucky
guys-
bastard I have ever heard.
Thus far.
The guys see this and they just pick race. They start running because they see impending doom coming
To
towards
be
them.
a fly on the ice, man.
So wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Stop,
Oh my God.
stop.
To be a fly on the ice.
So they see their dog pick up the dynamite,
Yes.
run back towards them,
And it's running
and they're
towards
like,
them.
"Screw the dog."
They're like, screw this.
We're
screw the
gone.
dog, we're gone. So they
Ouch.
start running in the opposite direction.
Oops.
Pick race.
This can't be true.
They're
man.
running.
This cannot be true. Come on. This is a
They
script.
narrowly escape death. The explosion killed the dog, obviously.
Per usual.
But-
Good science. That poor dog, though.
But it cracked the ice
Oh.
near their truck. And then the truck begins to sink
And trucks are very expensive, guys.
and heavy. And it sinks to the bottom of the lake.
Hey, mom. hello, mom.
Not only did the guy's dog get blown up by his own hands, his truck is gone. And on top of that, when he tells the insurance company what happens, they're like, "No, we're not paying for
They're not
this."
paying for that shit. Hold on. How old is this guy, though?
There was no age.
Okay. Because that's very important.
What? Say more.
A 19 or 18-year-old boy does this shit.
No. I don't think they were
It's
19 or
stupid.
18.
What?
I would assume that they were. I mean,
Well, this is Minnesota. You never know.
Everybody owns
Could be
trucks
his
in
dad's
Minnesota,
truck.
man.
Could
Everybody's
be,
truck,
you know,
everybody's uncle's truck.
never know.
Everybody owns
that's
trucks
real.
in Minnesota.
Yeah, that's
man.
real. That's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
That is the best. Let me go on record right now and say that is the most satisfying unlucky bastard I've ever heard.
So no more dog, no more truck.
The one about the guy
Nearly-
who escaped the terrorist attacks. That guy is actually a lucky bastard.
Yeah.
This unlucky bastard is truly.
It's
You
just
lose your
truly-
best friend and your second
your
best
truck.
friend your truck. Most men would give their girlfriends up first. Is they blow her up first. Save my dog, save my truck. I'm sorry, girls. I
Yeah.
still love you.
So that's
Wait,
this week's
bravo,
unlucky
Reese.
bastard, Harry
Bravo.
Jenkins.
You like that one?
I like that one.
Harry Jenkins.
Harry Jenkins is my main name now, man. Main N-word. I can't say nigga anymore.
So he says it. Can
So
we get
he
a
says
bleep? Can we get a bleep in the post?
We don't need no damn bleep, man. This is podcasting.
Let's get bleeps.
There ain't no FCC here, brother. We gonna say we gonna say
Dude, let's Roger Goodell this guy.
What's wrong with this guy?
Let's-
man?
let's get down
that's
this
the
guy.
way it's gonna be.
I don't. Anyways.
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line
Chai.
because Stone Cold said so.
Somebody
WWF.
is feeling his whiskey.
Feel it in my heart now. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, man.
So while Zeke was away,
While Zeke was away, a lot has happened.
the lot
and,
has happened. The city of
City of Ferguson.
Yeah.
is on fire.
Well, Zeke came back, saw the news,
Fire
and
up in here.
said he wanted to discuss the topic. And at first, I was like, because I've had a lot of conversations about
Everybody's
it,
talked about this shit, man.
and it's something where I was like, I don't really know if I want to go through this and touch this subject again, but I think that it is noteworthy enough for us to let you guys know what we think
Of
about
course,
it.
Discuss this on a grand scale, though, right? On the grand scale of
Discuss it on the grand
police
scale.
shooting.
Yep.
Not just
Ferguson
this
itself.
Ferguson itself.
And not even just police shooting, but brutality in general.
In general, yes.
And so we decided to have a quick conversation.
And let's warn you before we even start.
Please, let's throw out some
This
disclaimers.
is Fix It in Post, okay? This is not NPR. This is not NBC, ABC, Fox, or CBS.
Right.
We're just three ignorant N-words in a nice studio, hand-built by our soon-to-be former sound engineer, okay? Giving our opinions. We don't have any facts. We go from guts, instinct, common sense. Because although our minds might be simple...
By the way, guys, that word was guts.
Guts,
That's
yes.
what he was trying to say, not guts. He was trying to say guts.
Okay, yes. Our minds might be simple.
Yes.
But common sense is abundant in this room. So we might disagree, but just take it at its face value. Not NPR, not ABC, NBC, CBS, or Fox.
We'll do our best to, in other words, what he's saying is we would do our best to give you a balanced discussion today. Yes, but I'm sure that there are going to be points brought up that some of you may agree or disagree with.
And tell us.
Exactly.
Tell us.
Just let us know. Let us know. Shoot us an email. Hit us up on Twitter.
Actually, we have some emails we're going to read up maybe next episode.
Next episode, we've been gathering some emails, and so we want to
some questions.
We want to answer those questions. So, in the meantime, let's jump in. So, for those who don't know, which I don't know who that would necessarily be, but
a hermit.
Michael Brown was a black teenager in Ferguson, 18 years old, right? Ferguson, what, Missouri?
Yep.
Ferguson, Missouri.
Like 20 miles from St. Louis?
Yep.
Close, 10 miles from St. Louis, something like that.
He was,
again, FIIP.
He was shot and killed by a police officer named Darren Wilson, who I assume at this point, and if you're hearing this, whenever you're listening to this, remember, we are recording this on Wednesday,
29th.
Friday the 29th. So at this point, he is still yet to be arrested. I'm hearing, or charged.
The grand jury is out right now. The grand jury is an indictment out.
Which is an issue in itself, because do you need a grand jury to actually arrest this guy?
Yes.
Why?
You need an investigation before you arrest him,
though. The grand jury will usually the whatchamacallit, the DA that will say that this case deserves to be that there's a charge.
It's the DA and internal affairs. They'll do their investigation. If they find that something was wrong in what he did, then they'll bring him in.
Okay, so that's what we're waiting for.
That's what we're waiting for. I mean, he hasn't been arrested yet. So, I mean, new things are coming out every day, day by day. So, we're still waiting.
So, and the biggest outcry is the fact that there has been, or there seemingly has been, an exponential growth in police brutality over the last 2-3 years. And there's an outcry about this police brutality from our nation, and from obviously different groups have different thoughts about this.
Exponential growth. There's not really.
Seemingly, that's you missed that word. There's been a seemingly, because in my opinion, I don't think that there's much difference in police brutality between now and the 90s or the 80s, except for the fact that we now have access to it via media.
iPhones,
yes.
Cameras, yeah.
Yes. So that is primarily the difference. But because of that access, the response is more exponential now. So maybe that's a better way to say it.
I agree.
So I've had a lot of conversations about this topic. Zeke, since you got back, you've had a lot of conversations about the topic. I know Chuks has had a lot. What's the thoughts, man? How are we feeling about this right now?
So, okay, for me, it breaks down into just a few points. And one point is, okay, the police brutality. Okay, that's one avenue. Another avenue is the okay, so you have this problem. How are you going to get it to change? This is not the first one that's happened like this, that's caught national attention.
Right.
This won't be the last one.
Right.
After every major nationally covered police shooting, there has been marches, there have been vigils, there have been, demonstrations. But those demonstrations eventually turn into riots. When you riot after a police shooting, the police are like, the police don't even need to say anything. The general public, who don't go through the same things that African Americans go through, they look at it and they're like, well, we see why the police are a little bit harsh on this segment of the populace, because you're rioting. It does nothing for your entire message. It does nothing. So I think that's one of the fundamental things that have caused there to be no change in anything. Since Rodney King got stomped out in 94,
Yeah.
there's been a host of other shootings. There's been a host of other police brutality and police things. And every major one always results in a riot. So for me, as being, I consider myself an outsider, insider. Outsider in the fact that I don't have the same mentality as
Hood rats.
as I don't have the same mentality as the average person. And I'm an I'm an insider because when I get pulled over, the cop is just looking at me and saying this guy's black. So like I go through these things. I go through the same things that everyone else complains about. It happens to me.
Not really.
It does. Like I lived when I first got my driver's license, I lived in Blaine. And Blaine is a suburb of St. Paul, Minneapolis, one of the biggest cities. And so Blaine is a smaller city. At the time I moved out there, it was predominantly white. So I got pulled over.
Did you just
pretty
say
much.
St. Paul is one of the biggest cities?
I said Minneapolis is one of the biggest cities,
You said
and
suburb of St.
Blaine
Paul.
is a suburb of. And I said I mean Minneapolis. Listen, so
Minneapolis-
I got
Minneapolis
pulled
is
over.
The biggest city, not one of the biggest.
I
cities,
got pulled over on a consistent basis, and I never received a ticket. I never received a speeding ticket. I got pulled over because I was a black male driving in that in that predominantly white community. So I've experienced it. So I've experienced like police overreaction. You're not going to solve your issues by rioting. And you say, yes, that's a small majority of our people. But when you're the minority, your minority is going to be your majority. Ask Muslims. Muslims believe that majority of us are peaceful. Okay, you're minority that's not peaceful. That's what everyone sees. That's the majority. That's what everyone sees
That's
and
not the same
focuses
argument,
on.
guy. That's
So
that's
no.
different.
What I'm telling you is like when you're a minority in any group, because they're gonna bring up statistics and say like, okay, white people commit just as much crime and
Well, they
do
don't.
this. I'm just saying there's statistics from Ferguson that says that the white people that they searched had more contraband than black people. But when you're the minority, when you're the less of the population, your minority, the people, the outliers that you believe are in your community, they're going to be who are focused on. So the assumption is going to be all of you are like this because you are the minority. And so rather than riot and rather than say, police, this needs to change, this should be a time for the community to look at itself. And no one is going to say these things. Everyone is going to say, we have to stop this black. No, like have that difficult conversation. The African American culture glorifies violence, glorifies a lot of negativity.
Okay, you know what? Zeke just took a different turn than I thought it was going to go to, though. I thought we were going to disagree, but for some reason, we're going to agree to that. I don't like this. It's not a good feeling. Because let me start off by saying, right off the bat, from the beginning, if this cop, what's his name? Darren Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
If he shot this unarmed teen, the boy surrendered, he shot him 6 times, executed this kid, he should die. Because, you guys know I'm super crazy right wing. In case you didn't know. I believe in death penalty. Kill him if he killed this boy. That being said, all this marching and rioting is, first of all, it's, what's what I'm looking for? Premature. Okay? Let's wait and, the thing about African Americans that pisses me off is, it's the thing that makes us good, I think that makes us crazy. And yes, I'm saying us because even though African Americans discount Africans as African Americans, we're all black.
We're all black.
Okay, cops don't hear our accents. Our accents are not on our skin.
Nope.
Okay, so we're all black too. So when I say this premature reaction is what the media loves from African Americans. Okay, they put out a great story: white cop kills surrendering teen, and then we all go and march. Okay, white people get killed all the time, but they never go and march. You know what I'm saying? They wait till the facts come out, and then they react. Can we wait? Can we just wait for 1 second to see what happened? To see what because it's. I put on the TV. I see black people destroying a black neighborhood, looting black small business owners,
putting on Instagram, putting weaves on Instagram, saying R.I.P. Michael Sam. Really?
It's beyond ridiculous.
It's not Michael Sam, man.
Or,
Michael Brown.
Michael Brown.
You know, it's like it is beyond ridiculous. Why are we? What are you marching for?
Well, let me respond to that, because here is something that I heard. Maybe in one of the conversations that one of the many conversations that I've had over the past 2 weeks, the rioting is an outpour of emotion that or an outcry of a voice that has not been heard. So this is not the first occasion in the Ferguson area where it has been reported that the Ferguson police have some corruption. And if we want to call it racism, whatever you want to call it, I'll just call it corruption. And nobody has made any attempt to look into this police force. And at some point, even when it comes to let's even use the analogy of a kid who is bullied and he continues to tell his teacher, I'm getting bullied. And the teacher's like, okay, we'll talk to him. Don't worry about it. Nothing changes. 3 weeks later, he gets bullied again. Nothing changes. 4 weeks later, he gets bullied again. Nothing changes. At some point, what's going to happen is that kid is going to react in a violent manner, maybe even go and shoot up the school. And now we're saying the kid is off kilter or the kid is bad or whatever we call him. But up to that point, he was not acknowledged and his cry was not heard. And at some point, when you're back to a corner, the only thing you can do is fight back. And so the rioting is similar to that. Not quite exactly, but it's similar to that.
The rioting, though, this is the main point I'm making.
I understand your point.
If it was a riot that attacked the police station.
I get that. Okay. I know that's what your point is. Good. Your point is that they're messing up their own community.
Their own houses, man.
I get that. I get that.
No, this is very primal and very base of a community.
But
it's my same argument with African Americans all across the board.
You realize that is a completely separate issue, though.
It is a separate issue.
The rioting is a separate issue.
It is a separate issue.
But it's not.
But it's not, though, because they are rioting because of this shooting. And the way they take it out is by destroying their own homes.
I understand
that. It's the same thing I talk about with the gang violence in Chicago and everything. They kill themselves.
Yeah. And
then they whine about how the white man holds them down. But there is no retaliation. By the way, this is not a call for retaliation on white people. Don't get me wrong. There's a mental disconnect in my eyes. You know, there is no way you can be mad at white people and then kill yourselves. It's like me being at home and saying, "Hey, babe, I'm mad at our neighbor. I'm going to shoot all of you because I'm mad at my neighbor." You know, it's like it is so base and it's so ridiculous. It's almost as if the media has a dog whistle that they blow. They have keywords they put in news reports, keywords and little tweaks, and then we just jump and we're out on the streets.
From my point is, this is not new. This story is not new, and it happened in Watts. It happened with Rodney King in LA. Like, it's repeated stories over and over of police brutality.
Although,
and then a march, and then it turns into rioting.
But you guys are
Rodney King's case was a clear-cut case of brutality. We don't know what happened in this case yet. So before we jump to conclusions and compare Rodney King,
I'm not even looking at the specifics.
I have some other
case.
examples I actually have some other audio examples of that. A friend of mine, shout out to Gerald Ashley Wells, sent to me today of two different situations where civilians were having a encounter with police officers, and I'll set up the whole scene in a second here. But what we're arguing right now is the effect. We can't talk about the effect. We need to talk about the cause. And you both just said it. The reason for the rioting is the police shooting, is the brutality.
Right.
So why are we trying to fix the effect? That's backwards, because what you need to do is get to the cause. What is the reason for the rioting? Let's talk about the cause and how do we address that?
Okay, no, I agree with your point, but what I'm saying is one of the reasons why it hasn't been addressed is because they're always rioting.
That's not true. That's not why it hasn't been addressed.
You know why?
Yeah,
that's part of it.
That's not why it hasn't.
No,
that's not why it hasn't been addressed.
Because when anyone else looks from the outside in
that
says, "This is why we need the police."
That is my main point, though. In the African American community right now, we do not need anyone from the outside helping us fix what's fucked up.
It needs to be all internal.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
the automatic thought should be not to riot. It should be some solemnity.
Introspective.
Let's be solemn.
I get that.
That should be the automatic.
Solitude, you mean, not solemnity.
No, it's not solitude. Solitude means
solitude
alone,
by yourself.
By yourself.
Solemn, quiet, peaceful.
Grammar Nazi.
Wow,
you're losing it
Whiskey,
today, bro.
Man.
You're losing it today.
Whiskey's a bitch, man. Okay, I give you guys that one.
I think if we don't focus on, and again, I've heard a lot of conversations. If we don't focus on the actual cause, the effect can be whatever it's going to be.
All right, let's talk about the cause then.
Because even if we're solemn, let's say, that doesn't necessarily. That doesn't necessarily. Even if we remain in solitude and stay in our homes
by
ourselves, don't even walk in the streets. That doesn't necessarily mean that there won't be another situation. And I got a prime example for that. Let me play you guys a clip. My boy Gerald Ashley Wells sent this to me of a guy who was actually solemn and in solitude and was a victim of police brutality. Now, let me set the stage for you because I'm only going to play a little bit of the clip. Basically, what happened is this gentleman was sitting outside on what I read was an unrestricted or a restricted area, but it was still public. Okay? And a female police officer, the gentleman was
she sexy?
You know we have to give you humor, even though we're talking seriously.
He wasn't.
I'm serious, guy.
I saw the
very
video.
serious.
I saw the. She wasn't sexy.
Okay, then don't waste my time with this bullshit guy.
You need to hear the story. Okay. Female white officer. The gentleman is black.
Interracial sex coming up, man?
No.
Don't waste my time, Reese.
Okay, continue.
So the video picks up. So the man is sitting out there, and apparently he starts to walk. He's gonna go pick up his kids in daycare. He starts to walk, and he starts to record the conversation between him and the cop. And he's recording it. And let me play a clip of that conversation.
Go ahead.
So what's your business with me right now?
I want to find out who you are and what the problem was back
There
then.
is no
National
problem.
League.
That's the thing.
So talk to me, let me know
And
who
let you
are,
know.
and you can be on your way.
Why do I have to let you know who I am? Who I am isn't
Because
the
that's
problem.
what police do when they get called.
Well, I don't have to let you.
identify people.
Well, I know my rights. First off. Secondly,
Okay.
I don't have to let you know who I am if I haven't broken any laws. I told him, I'm going to New Horizons to pick up my kids at 10 o'clock. I was sitting there for 10 minutes. Fully.
Okay.
Like not before he walked up to me or anything.
Thank you for
He walked up to me a minute after and got irate with me.
Okay.
So first off, that's a public area. And if there's no sign that doesn't say this is a private area, you can't sit here, no one can tell me I can't sit there. If that's the case, then I can't sit here.
The problem was
The problem is I'm black. That's the problem. No, it really is, because I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not sitting there with a group of people. I'm sitting there by myself. Not causing a problem with anyone. There isn't a sign that says this is a private area, you can't sit here. Therefore, you cannot tell me I can't sit there if I'm not doing anything wrong.
So that was a conversation between him and the female cop. Now, in this conversation, they were both looking at each other. And it seemed very peaceful. There was a little bit of argument. You guys obviously heard it. But then a male cop comes in. A male white gentleman.
White gentlemen hate interracial sex. Well, go ahead.
And the white cop obviously came in looking for issues.
Because he's mad that he's this nigga with this big black trying to fuck this
Can we get a
woman.
beep? We need beeps.
This is podcast, man. This is not FCC. There's no FCC here, guy. But
Just
go
for
ahead.
him.
Go ahead, though.
Just for him,
Just
right?
for him, yeah.
You guys are racist. Why don't you just shoot me then?
Whoa, too soon, bro.
Too soon, bro.
No, it's not. It's not too soon.
So
I'm sick of it.
here is the interaction at this point. Now that the white male cop has arrived.
What's going on, brother?
What's going on?
I gotta go get my kids.
No.
Please don't touch me. Please
Hey,
don't touch
You're
me.
gonna go to jail then.
No, wait.
You're gonna go to jail.
I'm not doing anything wrong.
Hold on.
Can you
Hold on.
please?
I'm not
No,
here-
no, come on, brother.
Hold on, I'm
please.
not here to
I didn't-
argue. I'm
Can
not
you
your
please?
brother.
This is assault. Can you
Hold
please?
on. I'm not here to
doing
argue with
anything
you.
wrong, sir.
Put your hands behind your back.
No, can you please
Put
not
your hands
do
behind
this?
your back.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Put your hands behind your back.
Come on, really? I gotta go get my kids
Put
at
your
10.
hands behind your back, otherwise it's gonna get ugly.
What do you need from me?
I told you.
Can
I
you
want to
have
stop
him let
to
me
you
go?
and
I done to-
identify
can
you so
I
we
done
can
told
settle
her
what
everything.
happened.
I haven't done
I've
anything
told
wrong.
you. I told you what I wanted initially.
And that-
so
I
we
was
could
talking-
settle all
Put your hands
this.
behind your back.
You started to.
Right now, I haven't done
gonna
anything
get
wrong.
tased. Hold
Please,
on.
no, don't do this. Please, no.
Put your hands
I haven't done anything wrong.
Put your hands behind your back. Turn around.
Can somebody help me? That's my kids right there. My kids are right there.
Yeah, put your hands behind your back.
Put your hands behind your back. Don't choke me. I have asthma, sir.
Well, you're
I'm
gonna
not
get
doing
tased.
anything. I'm not doing
You're gonna
anything.
get tased.
I'm doing. Ow! Get down! Get down! Get down! Get down! I'm not doing anything. Stop, please. Someone help me. Someone please help me. Please help me. Please help me. Can someone please help me? I haven't done anything wrong. Can someone please help me? Really?
help you.
I
Just
haven't
shut
done
down.
anything wrong.
Just shut down for a
I
little bit.
haven't- I've been talking to this lady the whole walk here. I told her,
you have any
no,
weapons?
sir. I'm just trying to pick up my kids. Sir, come on now.
So you clearly hear in this interaction that this gentleman, up to the point that he started to get tased.
Yeah. Don't tase me, bro.
Don't tase me, please. And the cop was like, dude, I'm not your brother.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So it like
Okay,
in
okay,
that
so-
situation,
You're absolutely right. No one here, no one in this room is going to argue that there isn't police brutality.
So
There
let's
isn't
address
police
that.
abuse of power.
that's what we need to address first.
No, I
Yes.
disagree with. You know why I disagree with that?
No,
Do you know why?
It needs to come back.
Do you know why? I disagree. That shouldn't be the first thing addressed.
No, it shouldn't be.
The reason why that
Please, Zeke,
okay,
you're right.
let me
Please, God, Zeke,
let
you're
me.
right.
I'm trying to find the diplomatic way.
I
to say
hate
this.
talking. I'm a little buzzed right now.
But-
If Zeke can enunciate and put these in words, I'll just sit back here and listen.
Okay,
Please, God.
in urban areas, the majority of crime is committed by the minorities,
Oh,
And-
I'll give you some stats very soon. By the way.
and because of that, most policemen have to look, because we're all built. Humans are built to generalize. They're built to like always look and
They are
and
built
recognize patterns.
to profile. Let's just
We're
say
built
it.
to
I'm not
profile.
okay,
No,
wait.
no, no,
Wait, 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 wait.
But hold on,
Let
hold
him
on,
fin-
hold
let-
on.
But I'm not arguing that the police officer should not have had a conversation with the guy.
No, I
Let him
understand.
finish,
But
let
what
him
I'm saying, like, so because humans are built to for profile, and police day in day out, they're arresting black men for having a gun. They're arresting black men for this. They're
For gang
like,
violence.
for gang violence and
for drug violence.
For this,
Which,
like,
by the way, just legalize drugs and save us.
day in day out, that's what they're dealing with.
Yes, sir.
So it doesn't matter if you're racist or not. You're gonna look at the black guy that matched the pattern that you've arrested 10 times,
1,000 times.
thousands of times. The guy that saggy pants, he's talking loud on his cell phone, he's playing. That's the profile.
Zeke. In fact, you and I had a conversation today. Now, this is a little off topic, and I don't want to necessarily dive into this topic too much.
Don't waste our time there.
But for comparison's sake, you and I had a conversation today about domestic violence.
Yep.
And when the police officer arrives at the scene, your thought was that the police officer should do police work, true police work,
Right.
and find out through true police investigation and work
Correct.
who is at fault here.
Zeke,
Who
that's true.
who is the one that should truly
That is true.
That is
so,
true.
So,
However,
so
though,
wait a
however,
minute. Wait a minute. You can't tell me that when police officers go to domestic violence situations that they already don't have a prejudgment that
That is not what Zeke was saying. Hold on, hold on,
it's
hold on,
likely
hold on.
the male
No.
who's the aggressor.
Wait, though, Reese, wait.
let's think about it.
What Zeke is saying is, if there are 2 calls for domestic violence,
Yes.
if a cop arrives in Egan or Edina or Eden Prairie, he comes in a little more,
That's not.
a little more
No.
relaxed. This is what Zeke is saying.
That's not what. That's not. No, I'm not.
But wait.
Listen.
But if you're going to North Minneapolis,
You're taking my point wrong because I'm not adding any race to or any cultural status.
It's sad.
I'm not adding any cultural status to my example.
Okay, you know what? Wait. Let's make it RoboCop. Okay. Let's make it RoboCop. A RoboCop that is wirelessly connected to facts and stats and criminal stats and percentages and probabilities. Okay. And he gets a call to Eden Prairie or to North Minneapolis. Where do you think his gun is going to be ready? Let's be honest. No, let's fuck the race bullshit, man.
Wait,
about the race bullshit.
that's not why I'm bringing up this analogy.
That's not his
what
point.
my point is, just so that he's clear. What my point is not about where he's going. My point is the preconceived, reacting on preconceived judgment. Okay, so if it doesn't matter where the cop goes, whether it's Egan or not, if a cop, let's even say it's Egan, and a cop goes to a domestic violence call, he's already having a preconceived judgment that the male is the one who's in trouble. Exactly. Yep. So Zeke was arguing that instead of cops just going into a domestic situation and just arresting the male, do real police work and find out what's happening. Yeah. So my argument is, why can't that be the same mentality when it comes to dealing with other races? Or when it comes to dealing,
why? Because other races do not shoot at cops. Other races.
That's not true either.
That's not true.
That's not true either.
Okay, let's.
That's not true
thank
either.
God you guys said, now let's bring up the stats.
Bring them up.
Let's bring up the stats. Homicides in the USA. Okay, what's the percentage of blacks in America? 13%.
Homicides are shooting at cops.
But wait, let me finish. No, homicides is killing a human being. Cops are human beings. Okay, they're all in. Do they count
that in that stat? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's go.
Okay.
13% of blacks make up this country. 13%. Over 52% of homicides are committed by blacks, who are 13% of the population. 47% of those homicides. By the way, check this one. I actually checked this up before I came out here. 47% of those homicides are committed on other black people. Okay, so it just shows you the mentality. And by the way, it is the black community's fault, but on the side that must be blamed too. It's not even the white cops or white America. It's the, and this is going to sound so stupid, but I believe this strongly. It's the white CEOs of Sony, of all these gigantic music corporations, who give out money and dole out money to build up this gangster rap culture, because all these artists, they don't buy all the things they put in their videos. Those are all rented by the father company. You know, they put out this culture in these little boys' minds, and you have young Jeezy rapping about selling coke, and now he's a multi-millionaire. You have all these kids, and I'm telling you, guys, these homicides, for 13% of black people, which is us, to commit over half the homicides in this country, it's ridiculous. And you cannot argue those stats. So you cannot blame a cop who has a wife and 2 kids at home for coming in and securing, making sure for a fact that this place is secure before he goes in. And look, it's not right, it's not wrong, it's not ideal. But part of my mind tells me that if I was that cop and I go into Oakland, or I go into Gary, Indiana, or I go into North Minneapolis, which isn't as bad, or I go into Chicago, where average of 8 people get shot every freaking weekend. The same weekend we're marching for Michael Brown, a 14-year-old was shot in the back twice and killed. That same weekend by some guy nobody ever catches, nobody ever chases. Okay? So I cannot blame these cops. By the way, remember I prefaced all my statements by saying if this cop shot this kid in cold blood, he should be killed. I cannot sit down here in my safe ass neighborhood. By the way, we all live away from this bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I cannot stay here and judge them for going to neighborhoods that are full-blown war, gangland, war ground. Just a full-blown war. Worse than Iraq, worse than fucking Afghanistan.
There's some places where literally more people get killed there
than a war zone.
And in a war zone.
I get that.
So
I
you,
get that.
You cannot tell the cop to stay logical and treat it like just a regular crime scene when he's coming to a place where people are wearing red bandanas and blue bandanas and shooting themselves up over colors.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
not
I love butts too.
not all those examples you're giving me are a percentage. Not all police brutality happen in war zones, gang zones. Some of the police brutality is on a New York street where a guy gets choked out,
but that's
screaming
yes.
for,
I
even the
I heard that case.
even the clip we just heard of a guy who's just walking to go get to daycare to pick up his kids.
I heard about the case of the choking in New York, and that case I will march for. Okay. Let me tell you, because that guy's hands were up. I watched the video. His arms were up. He surrendered.
He
They choked him out, and he died. I would march for that guy.
So here's the issue.
No.
There's an issue here because now what you're saying is
I wait for the facts of the case to come out, and then I react.
Yeah.
I don't let the media tell me when to react.
I'm not talking about the reaction yet. The reaction we can argue, and by the way, just for those who are listening and think that I'm on one side or another, I'm not.
No,
I'm simply playing
This is Reese's job. This is your job.
the
You
advocate,
understand?
the
Yes.
moderator here.
Yep.
So
Normally me and Zeke fight, and Reese moderates, but today, fix it in post, man. Any given Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday.
So my point is that same cop who went into the Skyway of Minneapolis, St. Paul actually is where it was, of this guy who you just heard, the same cop who was on just a New York street and choked out a guy is the same cop who may go into a war zone and shoot someone.
Yeah, but
the issue is
that's not fair.
But the issue is
That's not fair.
no. But the issue is that cop does not recognize the situation and act accordingly.
Let's be fair.
No.
Fair.
You can't be. Let me just
say one thing. For every one of those cops that choke out or shoot tase a guy, they're 20, they're 50 cops. Okay, who put on that fucking flag jacket and go in and are good guys.
Of course.
Okay,
of course.
So now,
of course. And those good guys hate these type of situations because those good guys are the ones
outnumber the douchebags that shoot black people.
I agree with that.
Okay,
I agree with that.
And number two,
yeah.
Let's be honest. What are the stats? Who has killed more? Have more cops killed more black guys on the streets, innocent black guys, than black guys have shot at and killed cops?
But the point is that
no. Let's not. I mean, remember, parts of Arizona, parts of California, those border cities are full-blown war zones that are financed by the drug cartels. These guys are full-blown, decked-out, gear-ready. They kill cops. They have bullets called cop killers that are on the streets that shoot through flak jackets. So before we start, and not use Reese, I'm talking about the guys who throw rocks, who throw bricks at cops.
I understand.
And throw rocks at cops. I come from a country where a cop would stop you on the streets and flog you in front of your children. He will beat you. He's black like you. Just same black. Beat you and laugh, and his boys will come kick you and they'll leave. And nothing will happen. That's what I call true corruption. Here in America, yes, in every basket there's one bad apple. But for the main part, when you dial 911 in most parts of this country, like right here where we are right now, they will come and they will risk their lives. They will risk their lives for strangers that they don't know.
We're not. I'm not. We're not here.
I can agree with that.
Like we're not here sitting here and saying that all cops are good. All cops are.
We're not stupid. We live in the real world.
We know like cops are human too. And because cops are human too, yes, they make mistakes. Yes, they use wrong judgments sometimes. Yes.
And yes, we expect that they've been trained, but even your training can fall to shit when you fucking have bullets whizzing by your head. I understand that.
And at the end of the day, yes, they should be held to a higher standard than the average civilian.
Because they have more power than the average civilian does. When you have more power, it comes with what?
More responsibility.
But at the end of the day, it goes back to when you go into a situation, you're going to rely on your history, you're going to rely on your background, you're going to rely on what you know. Because
every human being does that.
People commit a lot of crimes
against themselves,
against whoever. They're going to go in there a little bit more apprehensive than against someone else. We're not saying white people don't kill cops too. There was just an incident that happened in St. Paul where a white guy, Mandela Heights, I think, where a white guy killed a cop. Yep, we're not saying it doesn't happen. We're saying the reason why, the true root cause, is because of our own community.
And I'm saying African Americans need to take pride in who they are.
Okay.
And where they're from. They need to stop with this bullshit of white America needs to pay attention to us and, and find us and help us and blah, blah, blah. African Americans have enough talent. They have enough numbers to pull themselves up and be good.
Okay.
So, no, but let me finish though, because I've heard a pastor, a priest in Chicago. The guy goes something about how maybe one day suburban moms in Ohio would listen to the plight of the African Americans in Chicago. And I'm like, that is the kind of stupidity that's keeping us down. Why do we need suburban moms in Ohio to listen to us?
What do we need her for?
What do we need her for? Do Asians need suburban moms in Nebraska to help them up?
First of all, I need to.
We need to go. No. Two things. Number one, those CEOs of Sony, those big white men, those old white men, who to me are the main problem in this whole situation, because the black boys.
I disagree with that. They're not the problems.
They're not the main problem, but they are a problem.
Because the music is a problem. You're right.
Because they give these stupid kids who are in the ghetto, in the bottom, in the gutter, who have no hope. They turn on BET, VH1, whatever, and they see videos of 2 Chainz in the fucking Lamborghini, whatever, driving. Or Ferrari Testarossa, driving on the streets, and hands up, and I'm a gangster, and they get these dreams. Those guys didn't buy those cars. Big CEOs, right? They push this gangster rap culture. They fund it, and these stupid boys have those dreams of either an athlete or a gangster rapper.
And the whole culture has embraced it. Look, the whole stop snitching thing. It
has caused so many unsolved murders.
You guys are.
That is the root cause.
It's not the root cause.
It is. Yes, it is, guys.
It's not the root cause.
Yes, it is the root cause.
It's not the root cause.
So wait. What's the root cause? Tell us.
The root cause for what? Are we talking because
what is the root cause you're talking about though? You said that's not the root cause, so tell us what the root cause is for what you're talking about.
It's not the root cause for police brutality.
So tell us what the root cause is then.
The root cause for police brutality is improper training. What? It's improper training. It's not taking personal responsibility on both sides. I don't think that it's just
improper training.
Correct.
How many Jews get shot on the streets? How many Asians? How many Indians have you heard of getting shot on the streets? How many Chinese have you heard getting shot on the street? How many Japanese? They're all minority races. Why only black? Why only this minority?
That's the good question.
Good question. So a racist. Wait. What is a racist? What is a white supremacist racist? That is a guy who believes that only the white race is superior.
But we're not stating that cops are white supremacist racists.
Racist. What is a racist? A racist is the person who believes that his race is superior.
Again, above a specific race.
Okay. So
above a specific race.
Hold on. Okay.
No.
Yes.
No.
I mean that's a category. That's a category.
I've heard racists say things like Jews, homosexuals, Asians. They hate all
everybody.
They hate everybody.
Of course there's going to be those
but
people.
What I'm saying though is this though: why is it only African Americans that keep getting killed on the streets, and why is it African Americans that 13% but have the highest level of homicide?
Okay,
how is that not a cause?
I'm not arguing that.
How is that not a cause?
Let me address what you were saying though. Okay, you said that we need more training.
Yes.
So the training is
what
basically
training?
Hold on, hang on. So the training, you would tell them that, you know what, you need to holster your gun first, assess the situation, right?
Yes.
In the training, you're basically telling them that not all black people are
racist.
What I'm saying is in the training, the training is the same equivalence to the training that you're calling for domestic violence.
It's not though.
No, it is.
It's not.
It is.
No, because
it is in a different.
If you in domestic violence arrest, and and the woman is the offender, yeah, she might jump you, she might beat you up. But if you in Oakland, and taking a house in Oakland, and you f***ed it, you're gonna get killed.
Listen,
guy. There is a difference. Domestic violence is not the same thing.
let's remove war zones, because war zones, I understand that. I understand that we kill each other. I'm talking about situations where Ferguson or Michael Brown was shot 35 feet away. I'm talking about situations. Hold on. I'm talking about situations where a guy was walking to go get his kids from daycare and he gets tased.
Okay.
Now hold on.
But you cannot put Michael Brown and that guy in the same category, though.
It is.
It's not.
It is.
Michael Brown's case is still going on. They've come out that the cop.
This case is still going on too, though.
The cop was punched, had his eye socket blown. One. Number two, it's come out that even though his friend said he was shot in the back, he was shot in the front. Two in the arm, 2 in the chest, and 2 in the head.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, so things are still coming out. So when it first came out, the media said it was just this black guy who had surrendered, had his hand above his head, and the cop shot him because that's what his friend told them.
Right.
And now it's all a lie. So you cannot put Michael Brown and this guy in the same case because Michael Brown might not be the saint we all think he is. Let's be honest. So don't throw him in with this guy who got tased.
Let's really take let's look.
It doesn't matter whether he was a saint or not.
Of course it matters.
It doesn't matter.
Cops can kill. Cops have the right to kill sometimes.
Guys,
If his life was really in danger,
yes,
then of course he can kill. Because don't forget,
if his life is in danger, if the cop's life is in danger,
okay,
and Michael Brown and him were tussling, and he shot him, that's different.
But what did the cops say happened though? The cops said they had to struggle. Michael Brown tagged him a little, broke his eye socket, and was leaving. And of course, what are cops trained to do?
But at that point, why would you kill him? If he's leaving the situation,
you don't let him go. You don't hit a cop and walk away. Wait, the cop said he was charging him, right? So the cop said he was charging him. So he followed him because cops are trained that when you engage a cop in physical, he's not gonna let you just walk away and let you go. He's gonna follow you. The kid turned around and came towards him. That's what the cop said. And he shot him 6 times. He shot him 2, 2, and 2 in the head. The first bullet missed his head by the top. The second one was dead middle. That put him down. Okay? So if your eye socket is busted, by the way, this is all me just speculating from the facts I've heard so far. Okay, this kid was 6'4", 290 pounds.
He was a big kid.
Okay, so he had already busted his eye socket. Yeah. You know what that means? That means he's broken the bone in his skull that holds his eyeball in. You remember that?
Yeah.
The guy was in the hospital for that before this happened. So he shoots at this kid. And by the way, this kid had just come from strong arming a grocery store.
That has nothing to do with it.
That has nothing to do with it.
Nobody knows. It shows.
Yeah, but the cop didn't know that.
Wait, it shows that the kid is not a teddy bear. A big teddy bear.
But
right?
the cop didn't know that, though.
No, it doesn't matter what the cop said. It shows that the kid has violence in him. Right? Because that means that 3 of us here cannot just go into a grocery store and grab some guy and strong arm him. It shows that this kid has the potential for violence to go against the social norm, to disrespect law and order, to disrespect law and regulation. That's what it shows. Mm-hmm. Going into a store, strong arming the guy, tossing him around, taking stuff and walking out shows that he is prone to violence, which can then show that if the guy had did this cop punch his own eye?
I think honestly, I think
when his friend said
looking at the specific case,
when his friend said he shot him in the back and lied, and then the case turns out he shot him in the front, 35 feet away, which is less than 10 yards. Mm-hmm. Okay,
it's not about a specific case, is what I'm saying. Like, at the end of the day, it's not.
What I was saying is that it's not about a specific case. Yeah. I was saying that you should not put Michael Brown in the same situation as the guy that got tased. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Because Michael Brown might not be the innocent saint we think he is.
Okay, I'll tell you exactly why I believe this happened. It goes back. It honestly goes back to who commits the majority of the crimes.
Honestly, and I know what
minorities commit the majority.
That's
of
why
the
I said it's sad.
I don't.
That's
not fair.
It's not fair.
That's not.
But life is not fair. But
that's
it's true.
That's not a good response to that.
It is. No, it's not a good response, but it's a natural response.
That's
what Zeke keeps saying. They are human beings. Okay, they are probably trained to treat every situation the same way.
They should.
They should.
Ideally,
in an ideal world, in Narnia, they will do that.
They will.
But like Zeke says, they are human beings.
Yeah.
When they look at the stats, when they hear stories of their brothers getting gunned down, and they come up, if they come up on a Toyota Camry with 2 white boys in there, without even their subconscious might just tone them down. they might take it differently than coming up on a Cadillac Eldorado in like
Tinted
in a
windows.
black neighborhood.
Okay.
It is, look, 2 years ago or 3 years ago in I forgot in the city, a black guy raped a 12-year-old girl. There was a what's it called, all points bullet, an APB out on him. Okay, cops pull him over. They approach the car. He pops out of his sunroof with a fully automatic weapon, blasts those 2 cops down, shreds them down, goes to his house where the cops siege him. He kills 2 more cops, finally gets gunned down, and then blacks march and say, he was a Lamar. I'm not saying it was Lamar something. Lamar was a good dude. I remember hearing that. I'm like, what? He raped a black girl in your own neighborhood. Okay, so in situations like that, you feel for the cops, but nobody marches for the cops because it's their job. So all I'm saying is this: 2 things. Number one, if that guy killed Michael Brown in cold blood, he should die. They should hang him. They should shoot him. Number 2, can the black community wait before they?
But you just argue that you just argue that, like, how do you define killing in cold blood? Because you just
where a kid surrenders and does not fight back and you shoot him, that is what I consider cold blood. Look, even if a kid insults you to your face, okay, if he calls you a pig or a C word or an N word,
like this kid just did.
Exactly. If he does all that, yeah, you don't shoot him.
And the cop had every right to arrest
him. Yes,
every right.
He did. He just chose not, what. But look, the main thing is this, though. If you touch a cop or you fight a cop or you engage a cop or you go for his weapon, that is a stupid thing that you should not do.
And you deserve the heavy-handedness that they would react with.
Because me and Zeke, especially me, I've been pulled over a lot for speeding. I just give them my, I always say there's no better way
driving clean
to disarm a cop than driving clean. It really is. Give him your insurance, give him everything, and they have nothing on you. You drive away.
Dude, whenever a cop pulls me over at night, dude, I turn on my dome light so he can see everything in the car.
What? I give him my clean progressive, man.
And just like, here you go.
What?
But there's an innate disrespect in the community, in the black community, like F cops and don't talk to
for
cops.
themselves and for the cops.
Like, crimes are being committed in your neighborhood and you're saying don't snitch.
Come on.
Really?
Man. That is a problem, Reese. You have to admit
bullets,
that is a problem.
are flying, and you're saying don't snitch.
A 3-year-old was killed in Chicago a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
How many babies are being killed?
8.
Don't snitch.
Average of 8 a weekend in 3 days span getting killed in Chicago.
How
is that the cops' fault? Look, loss of life is loss of life. Okay. Mm-hmm. Cops probably kill. They're probably unjust killings of blacks that we hear about. Probably like 2 a year.
Yep.
2 a year, 3 a year. Okay. That is not the main problem.
Right.
The main problem in the African American community is us cleaning ourselves. It is this gangster rap. By the way, don't get me wrong. I love me some Mike Will, man. I love some Mike Will.
I am a hypocrite. I am a hypocrite. I enjoy this music.
I enjoy the music, but the difference is that we were brought up well enough. This is just music. This is not life. But those young boys in the hood, they hear that and that's life to them, and they go do those things in real life. I dare you guys to go watch Vice. Watch the Vice episode on Chicago and see what Chicago is.
I'm going to give you guys one more thing to think about before I jump to the other side of the fence. Because up to this point, I've been advocating for the community, the citizens who are brutalized and who I feel in some instances, and I don't know if it's more than less, but in some instances, are not given the due process of what an officer is sworn to really do. Yes. I've been arguing that position. So it's let me argue that position a little bit more before I jump to the other side of the coin. Shout out to Mo out in London,
Moscow.
He sent this stat, which I didn't really look into it. This is Fix It and Post, so I didn't care to really look into it. But the stat is a picture of about maybe 9 to 12 people on the stat that had at the top of it. And if you're watching this on YouTube, or listening to this on YouTube, maybe I can put the picture in so you can actually see it. If you don't see the picture, then I couldn't do it. So just go find it somewhere.
So you probably won't see the picture then, because this is what she's talking about.
No, right? we'll link it in the comments.
Please do.
There you go. We'll link it in the comments.
So can do that though. Sound engineer.
The stat shows about 12 people and at the top of their picture, it shows how many people they murdered in a given situation, whether it's like a movie theater shooting or a school shooting or something along those lines, right? They murdered this many people. And then at the bottom of that, it shows what the cops did to that person. Either apprehended them or murdered them. Okay?
Well, I can't say murder. A murder, I wouldn't. I can't really.
It's not a murder. It's
murder.
killed.
Yeah.
Okay. No more death. Whatever, however you want to look at it.
Just give us the stats, Jerry.
So, out of all these pictures, and of course, I think the point that the person whoever put this because Mo was just retweeting it. It wasn't his actual original picture.
Never an original idea from Mo, but let's go.
Mo might be on the cast next week or the week after. So
Really?
yeah, I think he's coming into town.
Idiots.
So at the top of it, and I think the point that, like I said, the point they were trying to make was, white folks, Caucasians versus black folks. Every one of the black folks had 0 people murdered, but they were killed. And every one of the white folks they killed these many people in this instance, but they were simply apprehended. Now, that goes back to what you're saying, but there has to be a problem with that. If you're going into a situation where you know that this guy just went into a movie theater and shot it up. White guy goes in, movie theater, shoots it up, and you're going in there. You know that that's the call you're coming to as a cop. And your initial thought is to not grab your holster.
No, their weapons are out at that point.
Yeah,
their weapons are out.
Look,
So
the thing about this memes and all this, stats, is that it's easy to manipulate those things. Number one, hold on. People who go on like mass shootings and shit, they do 2 things. Number one, they kill themselves, or 2, they drop their guns and surrender.
I
Right?
I agree with that. Most of the time, they kill themselves.
Yeah, but the thing is this though: the ones that get apprehended, don't get apprehended just by the cops dodging their bullets if they get close to them and then taking them down.
But so far, we've talked about situations where people have not had guns.
Yeah, but the thing is this though.
I understand the war zone. I'm not I'm not disputing the war zone situation.
Let's go back to the Michael Brown case, okay? Which, by the way, is not the main point. But let's just say, for argument's sake, okay, Michael Brown, who is a big dude, beats this guy up and says, by the way, this is just me. This is not a fact. Let's say this is what happened from my point of view, which might not have happened. Again, please, before you start getting mad, fans. Let's say he tags him, bam, bam, in the face, busts the eye sockets open. Says, punk ass bitch, starts walking away. The cop screams out, hey, freeze, don't leave, freeze. Pulls his gun. Oh, you want some more, bitch? He turns around, starts coming back. The cop pulls up, pop, pop, hits him in the arm. Kid's still coming. Pop, pop, hits him in the chest. Kid's still coming. Pop, misses the head, brushes the head. Kid's now charging. Pop, hits him in the head. The guy falls down, dies. Okay? That kid didn't have a gun. But that kid was 6'4", 290 pounds. I weigh 230 pounds. Okay? And I'm not the strongest guy in the world, but I can put a hole in the wall with my fist. No problem. A kid that's 18 years old, 290 pounds.
6'4".
6'4", who had just strong-armed. Not that the cop knew this, okay? But it just shows that he's not a gentle giant. He's a kid he goes to go to a grocery store and rob a grocery store. Shows you have a more excitable personality. Let's just put it that way. Shows that he's down to brawl if a brawl comes up. Okay, does this? Let's say now in that situation, the cop killed him. He had no weapon. He killed nobody. In that story I've told, but that would jump into those stats.
Right.
Of the black kid who was shot, who killed nobody, did nothing.
You're right.
Okay?
Yep.
But the white kid who's crazy, who goes into the
movie theater,
shoots up everybody, and then smiles and throws his gun down, puts his hand on his head, and lies down. And they come and arrest him. That goes into that stats.
You're right.
Of the white boy who shot up the whole movie theater, and the cops didn't kill him. What do we want, guys? Do we want cops that are so pussified that a guy would tag them 3-4 times and walk away, and out of fear of racial retaliation, he lets that kid walk away? Or do we want cops that are so cold-blooded that when a kid shoots up a movie theater and then comes in front of them and drops his guns, they all open fire and blast the shit out of him in cold blood? Like it's like cops can now win.
They can't win.
Either way they do it.
They can't win.
They can't win either way they do it.
They can't win.
And really, another argument for this is
they can't win.
Like, yes, we all know that these mass shootings are mostly committed by white male, but really, let's really look at this objectively. Let's take emotion out of it. It's a newer phenomenon.
Thank you.
Like
in the 50s and 60s, you know how many
it's
many
a
mass
newer
shootings were in the
phenomenon.
60s? One.
And
How new?
new as far as in
2000s, man.
I think the Columbine.
No.
When was Columbine?
From Columbine through now, it's the most we've had in fucking 50 years.
It's the most we've had in like a good portion of time.
50 years.
Like, that's a newer phenomenon. But the crime in the urban neighborhoods goes way back, goes way to the 60s and 70s. So cops are growing up in this era like,
and by the way, look, there was the Harlem Renaissance that we all talk about all the time, where blacks were responsible. And they were entertainers, and it was cool, and they had hats. They were in the East Coast. This is while the South was burning, but they had self-respect. They had respect for the white people. White people respected them. Ella Fitzgerald, what's his name? Sammy Davis Jr.
Yeah.
You know, we had like blacks that were doing it big in a time when there was real racism.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they were respected. Part of the Rat Pack, one with Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin, two white icons, but they were still in the group. Okay,
respected across the board.
What has changed? What has changed in those 40 years?
Like, really, look at Martin Luther King. Like, let's just look at the difference between the King movement and the Malcolm X movement. Like, what achieved more? The King movement obviously achieved more. Malcolm X was more about, and the Black Panther and all, they were more about, you know, what you do to us, we'll do to you. Yeah. We're carrying shotguns.
Which part of me likes, by the way. Just
and right, like,
part of me likes that
shit. Your gut feelings and your gut, it feels good. And it doesn't feel good to be sitting at a counter and getting spat on and getting hit. It doesn't feel good. That doesn't feel good. It doesn't solve anything. But it changed things. Like when people saw black men in suits marching hand in hand, looking clean, hats, just respectable men.
Speaking high level grammar.
Even that though, the Black Panthers, Malcolm X movement was still, it wasn't against one another. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't black people against one another.
Exactly.
So it just shows you that even the opposite side from back then was even still noble.
Yeah.
And also
even still had the higher thinking of where we're against them, we're not against us.
And at that point, like, black people, like, when that whole freedom, yes, there were people that were racist, but they were like, and the average person who wasn't, the average northern person was like, you know what? Black people are just like you and me.
All they saw was a bunch of guys wanting to raise their kids, work, make money, and live the American dream. Mm-hmm. That's all they saw. And then they saw on the other side their white brethren hosing down and German shepherds.
Unarmed people.
And what did they do?
Marching peacefully.
They joined them and marched. They forced so much movements and change.
And it
that
changed.
They changed it.
Yep.
Okay? Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying. First of all, number one, African Americans need to let the fathers stay at home. We've talked about this in episode 1 or 2. Fathers, stay at home, raise your fucking kids. Your boys need something to fear. Your boys need to hear, wait until the dad gets home. They need to hear that shit. If they don't hear it, by the time they're 14, 13, especially the way black boys grow, 13, 14, they're beating their mom.
Yeah.
Nothing else can happen. She can do nothing. Okay? Fathers, by the way, it's going to sound horrible. Play around if you want to play around. I don't care. I'm not going to judge you on moral issues. Okay,
raise your damn kids.
But raise your kids, guy. Even fucking lions protect the fucking... Even fucking animals, lions, stay with the pride and make sure a random lion doesn't come kill their fucking cubs.
Yep.
Okay? Stay with your kids. Raise your kids. Let them fear you and let them respect you. Be there to help your wife stomp on these kids when they go out of line. Society as a whole will thank you. Stop releasing psychos to us who are raising our kids well. Stop putting out cycles in this world, for f***'s sakes. That's what I'm saying. I heard the story, 2 stories. Number 1, 13-year-old or 15-year-old boy in Kansas City, Missouri. 2 black boys chasing him down, set him on fire on his front door. Number 1. Number 2, 18-year-old boy, 19-year-old boy go to a McDonald's to go buy food. Their girlfriends are in the drive-through. Over 400 black boys stomp them to death in front of them. Things like this should not happen.
And I'll give you another one. There was I forgot what city it was, but an exchange student came here to play soccer. He was just going on a jog. Four teenagers in a car. Three of them. Yeah, all of them were black. They shot him. They asked him why. They said we were bored.
Yes. These things
They
should
shot
not
him because
happen.
we were bored.
These things should not happen. I promise you this. Take my word for this. Once African American men stay at home and start raising their kids, putting kids in college, putting kids in what's it called, plumbing school, electrical school, trades, different trades.
Yep.
Put them and these kids have families and these kids make good money and they have some self-worth. I promise you, all this violence will stop. It will get so toned down that the cops. And look, I'm not making excuses for violent cops.
We're not.
I'm
We're
making
not
excuses
at all.
for cops who are good cops but still have families they pray to God they can go home to. They will finally feel better coming to black communities. Because a true racist cop.
Not even just black communities. They'll feel better dealing with African Americans.
You realize that.
But look, let me just make one last point. A true racist who hates African Americans will never respond to African Americans shooting or what. If I was really a man who hates, I would just let those niggas kill themselves. I would never come.
That's not true.
What?
That's not true.
He'd
What do
be
you mean
forced
that's
to.
not
If
He'd
the
have to
closest-
go.
If he's the
He'd have to
closest
go.
cop, he'd have to go.
Yeah, but I'm myself, I will make up an excuse and I will not go.
You wouldn't have a job. After a while, you wouldn't have a job.
After a while, but I'll figure out a way to dance around that shit because I don't care. So do you think? Okay, by the way, this guy, Michael Brown, killer guy.
That's not true because a true racist is looking to hang. I mean that like. I don't understand how
A true racist will not hang.
I don't understand how that logic.
A true racist will not hang a black man for killing another black man. Understand what I'm saying?
He wouldn't hang another black man for another black man,
Yeah.
but he would hang a black man just to hang him.
True racists.
So he would shoot a black man just to shoot him.
True racists are cowards. They will not go into a shooting situation, a violent situation.
A true racist who's a police officer is not a coward.
What do you mean? It's not a coward. All racists, true racists are cowards.
No. A true racist who is a police officer.
Look at all lynchings. Look at all killings. They have all been overwhelmingly white men and like one black guy. It's always been like fucking 20 white men and one black guy. No one racist cop will go into a neighborhood.
Right, but that's not because he can't. That's because he's
a coward.
No, the protocol is you call for backup. There's always going to be more than one cop there.
All of this is supposition and it's just.
Here's my thing though. Let me say this. Jumping on the other side of the fence, and I had this conversation with our guest host, Stephanie Morrison, maybe 2 weeks ago, and I said to her after going back and forth, having the same type of conversation with her, I said, you know what? What will squash all of this argument? Is it the cop's fault? Is it the citizen's fault? Is it black? Is it white? Is if every human being takes personal responsibility and accountability for their own actions. We won't have to worry about cops going out of protocol to shoot someone. We won't have to worry about teenagers going into a store and robbing someone. We won't have to worry about altercations between black people and white people. If everyone takes responsibility and accountability for their own selves and their own actions, none of this will be a conversation. That is truly the bottom line. That is truly the bottom line. Unfortunately,
we don't live in that world.
We don't live in that world, and we will never live in that world.
Nope.
So for us to like dance back and forth, who's at fault? We're all at fault. The other thing I thought about the other day, and I threw this out to.
I'm not at fault.
I threw this out to the.
What did I do?
I didn't do nothing.
I didn't do shit.
You're at fault.
You're at fault.
You're at
guy.
fault.
No,
I'm
I'm not at fault for shit. What did I do?
Not at fault.
Don't throw us in this fucking
Do you ever drive? And don't lie because I've driven with you before.
Ask the question.
Do you ever drive 70 miles per hour
Yes.
in a 60 mile per hour zone?
Yes.
You're breaking the law.
Please.
You're not taking responsibility.
Guy.
No. That's my point. That's my point. Because wait.
Levels
Levels
date, nah.
Levels don't date because that will be a situation in not necessarily you, but that will be a situation where someone will get pulled over.
But they won't get shot. You know why they won't
They
get
could.
shot? You know how? How they get shot?
If they begin to engage with the police.
Why engage police, guy?
Again,
it's not my fault.
Again,
That's what I'm saying.
you're missing my point.
If he pulls me
you're
over
missing my
and
point.
gives me a ticket,
Listen,
I will take responsibility.
You're missing my point.
Wait. If he pulls me over and gives me a ticket, I will take my ticket.
That is my point. That's
And
my
that is
point.
so it's not my fault.
That's
then.
my point.
It's not my fault.
But your point is take personal responsibility.
Yeah, and I take personal responsibility.
Doesn't mean that I'm gonna stay on the good side of the law. It means if I get caught,
I get caught.
I get caught.
I
That's what I'm
deserve
saying.
it.
Now,
So it's not my fault.
if that's the world we live in, where people take personal responsibility and accountability for their actions. I broke the law. I robbed the store. You know what? And you see me. I walked out the store and there's a police officer there. You got me.
You got me.
I'm done.
It's
You
a
got
game,
me.
guy. You won.
You got me. You won.
Yeah.
What that would now translate to is the true definition of protect and serve. I start to have a debate about the word protect when we talk about police officers. Mm-hmm. In a true utopia, that word protect will even be dropped, and a police officer's job will be to serve. I have an issue. My car broke down. I don't know who to call. Call a police officer.
You do that too, though.
I know. That's because it's protect and serve.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that the word protect is there means that there's danger lurking.
There
means
is.
that
But there is danger lurking, though.
Listen, guys, what I'm saying is I'm now on the other side of the fence.
Okay.
I'm now on the side of the police.
So okay, let's go ahead.
I'm now on the side of the police. Like
So you
that.
mean, you mean ideally?
Ideally,
just serve.
it should just be served.
But in the world we
the
live
fact
in-
that we have to add protect to it is a problem in itself. And of
Yeah,
course, the
yeah,
police
exactly.
officer is going to have to do some things
Yep.
because of the word protect. They're in a
Basically, what
dangerous
he's saying-
situation.
What you're saying is that we live in a wild world with wolves. And we need fucking guard dog German shepherds that can fight those wolves.
And sometimes
because
they
not
make
all of
mistakes.
us are
Sometimes
German
they make
shepherds.
mistakes.
Yep.
Mhm.
Sometimes they bite the hand that feeds them.
One of
This is some deep shit, man.
one of the other arguments
Someone's
is
getting deep.
one
Shout
of
out
the,
to Surly.
I've had a lot of conversations
Furious.
about this. One of the other arguments is that police have sworn an oath to protect and serve, and they've sworn an oath to and I get that, but even with that oath, police men and women are still human.
Yes.
And we all make mistakes. Matter of fact, you made a mistake on your job today. You made a mistake on your job today.
Absolutely.
I made a mistake on my job
I
today.
don't know who just throws this thing.
I know. Just
These
out
guys
of the blue.
don't. These
Just
guys are dunces. They don't understand.
Now-
they don't
now he calls us
understand
names.
generalities.
Generalities.
I'm speaking to the fans. Everybody has made a mistake
There's no point
at
at
some
me.
point.
Don't point at us, then, guy. That's all we're asking.
That's what I.
That's all we're
Yeah,
asking.
yes, you too, both of you. In fact, now
I'm
let's
responsive.
more bring it specific.
Hey!
Let's bring it
Let's bring it specific.
let's make it more specific now.
Let's now bring it more.
Yes.
No.
So-
I agree with you. I agree with you.
I don't.
I love it.
I don't like to jump on one side or the other.
Let me-
honestly,
Isn't that what I said, though?
it is.
I said
it is.
Let's wait until the facts
No,
come
no, no.
out.
Hang on.
Well,
Hang on.
I'm not saying that I don't like jumping on. Yeah, that's the point. I don't like jumping on one side or the other when any of these things
if
happen.
that guy killed that boy in
Stay
cold
even
blood,
kill. Shout out
Yes,
to Mo.
Exactly, but and at the same time,
shout out
let's
to
look at
Don't
soldiers.
shout out to Mo.
Hold on. Let's look at soldiers that are actually in a war zone. Like even soldiers make mistakes, and they get more training. They get the training that the people that you're asking for. They get that training, especially when they're dealing with like in the Muslim world. They get sensitivity training. They get all that. Even they make mistakes.
Of course,
We're all human at the
we're
end
all
of the
human
day.
at the end of the day, man. That's the moral of the story, man.
Yeah, you know what? We can talk
but
about this for
but
fucking 3
some
hours,
mistakes like innocent lives are killed, man. I mean, it sucks, but I guess that's the world we live in, man.
Yeah, honestly.
And
It
I'll,
is.
I'll harp on it forever that if the black community uses this opportunity to be introspective and to really attack the issues that are affecting the black community
Yes.
in
And
a few generations, this will go away.
And honestly, and let me tell you this: once the black community becomes more like the Indian community in this country, I mean India from India, once it becomes, and then any cop kills any black man, I promise you,
There's no need for a march.
I promise you. No, I mean if we're like Indians, and we are succeeding. We're leading the f***ing country in what's it called, income, in safety, in whatever, in lowest crime rate, and then the cop kills us on the street for no reason. I promise you,
that cop will be done.
that cop will have hell to answer for.
There'd be no march. It would be the guy would be the next
guy would
picture.
know.
He would be behind bars.
Yes, I'm
with
telling
his
you this
partner.
because look at Indians in our small state of Minnesota. Look at them in St. Louis. Do you know how many Indians are here? Indians are all over St. Louis Park, Hopkins. They own that whole area. They're all the doctors we know.
Target
They're all the
has
engineers we know.
Target has a whole building that's just full of IT.
They're as brown
straight from India.
They're as brown as us.
Straight from India.
You know, so I'm telling you, African Americans, we are so f***ing smart. As a whole, as a race, the intelligence level, the untapped talent in that place is ridiculous. And to keep shooting each other and then have people give us pseudo-intellectual arguments for why we shoot each other.
Talking about
it's insulting.
This is a systematic issue, and
Yep.
it's been going on because of
Some people
it's
say
because
it's
of
education.
housing,
I
and-
read an article called "The Soft Racial Thud of Lower Expectations." That is what African Americans suffer from. The soft racial thud of lowered expectations.
Okay, you want to say
When we do something bad, yeah. Why should you kill him for that?
yeah, he came from an urban
Yeah,
neighborhood. He came from a bad.
They expect you to be an animal. And then in that pseudo protection and we love you even though you're an animal. We shouldn't shoot you. No question is asked why you're an animal. No question is that aren't you a human being? I'm a human being. Don't shoot a 14-year-old. Don't shoot a 12-year-old. Go to school. Finish up high school. That's free for fuck's sake.
Like
guys.
you
Finish
bring
up high school. That's free
You
in
bring
this
up
country.
education.
For
Dude,
fuck's sake.
education is free. Like anywhere, any urban neighborhood, it's free. You get in, you go to school. If crime and shortcuts aren't promoted and aren't celebrated,
Yeah.
go to school, be a effing
That's
plumber.
true. I don't disagree with that. Like
It's
a lot
so
of
painful,
crime
though.
and shortcuts is celebrated. That's
You're
a good
right.
point.
You're right.
That's a very good
I
point.
said, dude, there are a
There's-
lot of
there's-
If we celebrate education more than we celebrate pushing dope,
There's a TV show on BET
Read a book.
that's been canceled right now that was hosted by Ving Rhames called American Gangster. Now, this TV show, every episode is about an African American gangster
which
who,
a show
who
that
sold
I loved.
drugs.
A show that I
Stop
loved.
it! But it's a great show.
Great show.
But they make him sound like a
God.
superhero. He could fight with a knife. He could fight with a gun. What you gonna do?
No. Like talking
And then
about,
when cops shoot you, it's all racial.
and it's so celebrated to the point where it's like, oh yeah, this dude, like, he used to provide turkeys on Thanksgiving. Like, he used to give out toys for
Yeah.
kids, pay people's rent. Like,
the gangster.
the gangster, yeah.
But how many did he shoot though?
how many
African American
lives
minds
did he end?
and lives did he end? Exactly.
He celebrated.
That's what I'm saying. Look, African Americans, please, I beg you. I'm from Africa, okay? School in Nigeria is very expensive.
expensive.
It's expensive. I went to high school. I did not see a chemistry, physics, or biology lab till I was in my junior year of graduating. In America here, every high school, most high schools, I mean, I go to football games now for fourth graders. And it's not like 3 acres of land.
You know what's so funny?
Just for high school.
And this will
Ridiculous.
be the last. This will be the last point I make. You guys can keep going if you like, but you brought up Martin Luther King. You brought up Malcolm X. And
That, by the way, that's another topic all by itself. We're going to debate which style would have worked better.
of what?
because-
Malcolm X versus
Because
Martin
I'm
Luther.
really leaning towards Malcolm X, man. I like that violence, man.
You brought that up, and I also had that conversation with Stephanie when we were talking about this, and I said to her, why is it that because what I'm hearing you guys say, part of her argument was, the education system is not as great in those areas and those type of things. And I said to her, okay, hold on, wait a minute. Let's think about the time when Martin Luther King was our civil rights leader. Or let's think about the time even when Malcolm X, I didn't bring him up, but let's think about those times when we were unified as a black community, right? What is the difference between then and now? Our civil rights leaders now are so much more into Hollywood, meaning They're so much more into the glitz and glamour of showing up at a situation than they are about unifying the community.
What's in it for me?
I do not ever hear anything about. In fact, I threw the question out. I was like, when does anybody hear anything about Al Sharpton outside of when a situation like this occurs?
He has a TV show.
That was the response.
Okay.
That was the response. He has a TV show. I was like, you know what? Great for him. But he's no Martin Luther King.
Nope.
Because he's not unifying the black community.
He knows that. Though.
He only shows
Even
up.
knows that.
So I said, stop looking for the outside to help us. We need to help ourselves, and it starts truly with our leaders. Our leaders need to start stepping in.
Guy.
And
Who are the leaders? We don't have leaders.
you're right.
That-
that's
no,
the.
no.
But that's my point.
But
why
but,
do we
but,
need
but,
leaders?
our
Thank
leader,
you. That is my point.
No,
We do not need leaders.
You do need leaders.
Where are
You
the
don't.
Indian
You
leaders?
do need leaders.
Name one Indian leader. Name one
Gandhi.
Indian leader.
Gandhi.
That's the country.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Indians here in America. If an Indian gets shot, name one Indian.
Let me
Indian
tell
leader.
you. Let me tell you the but the
No,
reason.
no,
let me
no,
tell
no.
you. Let me answer that question. Let me answer that question.
Please do.
Let me answer that question because you're talking about people who come from a not just culturally tight area, but also religiously tight. Just like Nigerians, like we don't necessarily need a leader because we have a very strong religious push and backing.
We have a tribal thing too about it. There's a tribal thing about it.
So but the black community doesn't necessarily have that. You do have to take into account those who were brought here and what they were brought through, the generational curse that came through
There's
that.
no curse, guy.
You have to take that into account. What
Shut that about the Chinaman.
witchcraft?
Shut that.
Take that. Take that into
That
account.
voodoo.
Wait.
Shut that about the Chinaman also, who was also brought here, who also died in mines.
Listen,
Who also got killed.
do you realize that
Fed to pigs.
Yes, even the Chinamen, they have their own religion that is very prescriptive as to what is good and what is right and what is
We
wrong.
have our own religion from Africa, man.
That's my point. But what I'm saying is the African American community don't have that. They need a leader.
They're predominantly Christian.
Thank you.
And
They
it's,
are.
and it's, and it's with a
What?
strong.
What do you mean?
They're predominantly Christian because it was fed to them by their masters.
So
but
was it to us?
the problem
Exactly. Africans too.
but the problem with it is that it was fed to them by their masters who were not actually practicing true Christianity.
I'm telling you, you're giving them that pseudo intellectual.
What I'm saying is
I'm saying we don't need leaders, guy.
you do.
I'm saying we need fathers. Oh my God. But
yeah,
why
yeah,
do
yeah.
you do this?
Yeah,
We
okay.
only need fathers.
But father is a leader.
Leaders
But a
of their own homes.
Okay, that's great.
All
That's
I'm
great.
saying- all I'm saying is this: we don't need Al Sharpton. We don't need Jesse Jackson. We don't need what's his name, the guy from Houston, and that guy something X.
So why did we need Martin Luther?
That was a special situation. That was a special situation where guys were getting hung.
Why did we need Malcolm X?
Birmingham, Alabama.
okay,
no,
so-
because
no,
that
no.
was a situation where guys were being hung in
Do you-
Birmingham,
Do you
Birmingham,
know
Alabama.
why? Do you know why the Occupy Wall Street movement never took hold and never worked? They didn't have a leader. They had a clear message that they were trying to deliver.
Of
And they were
rape
trying to-
and rape.
the reason why Martin Luther King, we had a clear message. We want equality. This message is internal. It's for us. It's stay home, raise your kids. Kids, stop glorifying gangster music. It's a community thing. It's everyone take personal responsibility
said.
Yes.
for themselves
Yes.
and
I'm telling
for
you-
their future.
The thing about leaders is this, okay? Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. Once you have a leader, no matter how good a man you are, okay? Once people start singing your praises and, oh, you've saved us, you pulled us out, you change. You become Al Sharpton, you become Jesse Jackson, who was booed.
It's just
Jesse Jackson came
it's a
to
different-
Ferguson and asked for money.
It's a
donations.
different message that
And he
we're,
got booed.
It's not an external message we're trying to deliver.
And
This
you know
is
what?
an internal message.
And the worst part is this, though. We don't lack the talent. We don't lack the strength. We don't lack the intelligence. We don't lack the anything to fix this problem. It's all there. If the fathers would just stay at home.
I think, but I
but-
think we're beyond that though. I think we're beyond the place where let's just let's just have this internal message and I think
He's not talking. He's talking. He's shaming.
it.
He's not talking. He's shaming.
I think that we're beyond that. I think we're at
No.
we're at a point where we need we need leadership.
No.
We are. Nobody.
Look,
right now, we're at a point where we're beyond just self
the community needs shaming.
transformation.
Look, you know how much shame you get if you're a snitch. Let's say you snitch in the neighborhood. Everybody knows you're a snitch. Wait, the shame of snitching can carry down to your kids. Wait, to the point where they will never be snitches anymore. I'm telling you, if you shame a man who leaves his family and goes on fucks around,
Who shames?
the community.
And who will tell the community to shame?
Nobody.
Wait.
Somebody has to. That's my point.
Let me tell you.
That is the soft thought of racist thought of.
We're beyond that point, though.
Don't tell them.
We're at a point.
Tell them. They're human beings.
No, you need to tell them.
No, hold on. Wait,
yes.
Reese, I understand your point, but hold on. Barack Obama, he went to Chicago. He was giving a race speech at a church. In his speech, he was like, "Fathers, stay at home. Fathers, raise your children."
That's exactly my point.
He said it.
That's my point.
Did it work?
Oh, come on,
said
guys.
it.
Come on. Did it work over one speech? You think that's enough to make a complete community change?
Listen.
A complete cultural change over one speech? Did it work?
Wait.
I
Chicago,
bet you.
Wait,
If
in
you
Chicago.
go search YouTube for speeches on stay at home with your kids, you will see 1,000 speeches.
Yeah.
In Chicago
From who?
specifically.
From leaders, from pastors,
Hold on.
from Cornell X in Houston.
Chicago specifically, Barack Obama has a program, My Brother's Keeper, going on in Chicago.
It was at the U of M too.
To try to help the whole violence that's going on. What I'm telling you is like,
listen,
are some people saying it?
Listen. Go look up the stat. Go look up the stat of killings in Chicago in the 90s and killings in Chicago in 2000 to 2014. Killings have gone down.
Oh, sorry, from 10 to 9. From 10 to 9.
No. I mean, of course, it's still.
Okay,
if we want to put the number, it's from like 900 to 500.
So
but my point is, no. Wait. Let me finish my point. My point is that the message being passed across from our leaders, Obama, whoever, pastors, even fathers, don't discount. Don't say, "Is it working?" It actually, if you look at the stats, it is working. It is working, but it takes time. It takes time.
No, it's not working.
There's an overall
Yes, it is working.
Not working.
Generally, across the board, there's a decrease in crime across the board.
No, not crime. Not just crime. I'm not talking about crime.
Across the board in the U.S., white, black, everybody, there's a decrease in murder.
So what's the argument then? So what is attributing to that?
Let me finish.
What is attributing to that?
You say it's working, okay?
Decrease in crime.
Wait. In corporate America, okay?
Yeah.
You say it's working, right?
No.
Wait. You said there's decrease
What
in
I'm saying,
crime.
no.
Wait, you said there was decrease in crime or decrease in killing?
Yes.
Let's say it's decreased by 10%. Okay. What is Kaizen? What's the Kaizen model in corporate America? It's always improving. Now we have people giving speeches. Okay. How about we incorporate? Let me even give you that leaders give speeches. By the way, I am against us having leaders at all. Okay. But let me give you that much the leaders give speeches. Why can't the community itself focus on shaming idiots?
I don't understand who you're asking to do that though. When you say the community,
let me finish.
Why should I in a community? In a community where we're both poor, why should what you say have more? So someone has to be viewed as the authority figure for you to be able to tell me to do something differently.
How does don't snitch work? Huh? How are snitches looked down on? How are rats looked down on?
That's from top down.
That is from community.
It's from top down.
No, it's not.
It's from top down.
It's from neighbors.
No. It's from top down.
Generational.
Yes.
It's from neighbors.
No.
Stop snitching is generational.
It's generational.
But it started from top down. The mentality of it is from top down.
God. Okay. How about Uncle Tom? Uncle Tom insults.
Yeah.
That is not top down. That is neighborhood, right? That's within the community. They shame Uncle Tom into showing the fuck up.
I don't even. Okay.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that kind of shame works. If the community
agree.
shames a useless hack of a father.
Do you realize that?
But look, instead of the shaming, we don't just have a neutral base. we have a glorification. Where rappers say things like, I got my baby mama over here, my main chick over here, my side piece over here. Like, it's all good. They're all happy because they have 4 kids. Future has 3 kids, has one with Sierra now, and they're all happy. Oh, he's all laughing. 50 Cent has 2 kids here. One's an adult, and that girl is pregnant. It's all happy. Come on. If the community says you're a bomb guy, focus on your children, raise your children. We don't praise you. We don't like your message. It's garbage.
Every concept of shaming starts from someone who is bold enough to take that leadership position to say that this is wrong. It has to be conceived from somewhere.
In the African community, where was it conceived from the African community?
At this point,
as a Yoruba man, imagine if your dad comes to a meeting and says, "I have my son Reese, but I just married a new 21-year-old girl, and she has my new baby." Which leadership is that?
Hold on.
Everybody in the community will look at him as a bomb.
Hold on.
Everybody.
Chuks, hold on.
Without leadership.
I agree.
Because we're human beings
that
are not slaves. We're free men, and we must think like free men and not wait for
in the
leaders.
village, you have leadership.
We're in America, not... I'm talking about your dad here in America. Not in the village.
That's built in from what we came from.
No, it's not.
I agree.
It is.
Wait. I agree with you, Reese, that at this point that we are in the timeline, that it's not going to be a massive well up from inside.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree with you that we shouldn't need that, but at this point,
that
the
is my point.
African-American community has gone through so many generations of being stuck in this mindset.
Thank you.
That it's ingrained.
That's my point.
It has to come from. It has to come from.
There has to be a radical
others that start propagating this message consistently.
Yes, that is my point.
It should. You're right, Chuks. It should be innate.
We're not there. We're not there anymore. We're past that.
Maybe it's just me.
That's my point.
Maybe it's just me. Being an independent, thug, independent killer myself.
Why are you using the word thug?
Yeah.
Why are you propagating?
If other people need other men to tell them what to do that's right, then maybe that's their problem. But that right there is the problem I'm talking about. It is the soft thought of lower expectations. But where we need shepherds. We've gone past that, guy.
Yes.
We don't need shepherds.
But
we are free.
But listen, though.
We are free men with free minds. And we can freely think. We can freely act.
You just talked about the kids who are influenced by rap music.
They should have fathers that tell them that's bullshit.
I get that, but they don't right now. So that's my point. So where we're at right now, they don't have fathers. So what my point is that their influence comes from somewhere else.
So where should it be from?
It comes from
I'm not.
That's not what I'm saying.
Tell an Igbo man not to be an Igbo man. He can't do it because that's his culture. That's ingrained in him. No. The radical hoodness and everything that's ingrained right now. That's what they know. That's what has been taught.
We sound so racist.
I know we do.
If we're white, man, that's what they know right now. That's what's been ingrained in them.
Yeah.
Wow, we'll be up to
trust me. We're with you.
Thank God for internet, man. FCC would ban us so quickly.
So quick. Dude, like they be marching against us
in a second.
It would be us and Don Lemon.
That's horrible. That is what is ingrained in them. That is what they know. Wow. But yeah, man, good topic though.
Great topic.
How we doing on time, man?
It doesn't matter. If you want to keep listening, keep listening. Hey. I'm just gonna let it, let it play.
We should close this down, man.
This was a great topic.
It was a great topic. I mean,
we can run with this for 4 hours.
We could. We really could. We really could.
4 hours.
Hopefully,
so many aspects, man. So many aspects.
Because everything is so much tied together.
It's so complicated.
It's that, and that's the point.
So complex.
And so let's just take the complexity out of it. Just do what you're supposed to do.
That's all.
Be a human being. Respect your neighbor. Respect the next person.
I agree with that.
And everything else will be good.
Stop committing crimes.
It's really that simple.
Stop committing crimes.
It's really that simple.
Raise your kids.
It's not that simple, but it should be.
It should be.
Yeah.
It should be.
It should be that simple.
It should be.
So
that should be the topic of this podcast, man. It should be that simple.
It should be. That's what I'm gonna call it.
Yeah, it should be that simple.
It's simple, but it's deep.
It should be that simple.
The deepest things are most times simple, man. Just simple common sense shit. You don't have to be a genius, man. You're right. Don't rob, don't kill, cops don't shoot innocent guys. Just play
cops
your role.
wouldn't even have to.
No, just play your role.
Everybody be cool.
Let's be cool.
The complaint, though, would at some point be that this cop did not come by and help me with my plumbing when I needed him.
That's fine. Those complaints are okay.
No, because at some point,
Oh yeah. Humans love to complain.
I'll do that problem.
But nobody died.
you know what? That's
But did
real.
that's one of my favorite quotes from Hangover. But did you die?
But did you die?
No.
Can get the in your face there.
Chuks,
Yes, sir.
do you have a song for us?
Serenade your life. Today's song is from a little Georgian. And when I say Georgia, I mean Georgia and Europe next to Russia. By the way,
that was hilarious to me. I don't know
she's
why.
She's half Georgian, half something else. Her name is Katie Melua. KatieMelua.
Look it up.
Can you mute my mic so I don't laugh at him?
Katie Melua.
No, even if I mute, he's
Now this
sitting
girl,
right next to him.
Hold on. Now this girl,
Is she hot though?
she doesn't have the range.
Is she hot though?
I mean, she's cute. She doesn't have the range of a Celine Dion or a Mariah Carey, but she can sing. She has a jazzy feel, almost like a Nora Jones or
Just sing the
Shut
song.
up and let him do a segment.
No, he
Shut
always
up,
interrupts
shut
me.
up.
It's my turn to interrupt him.
it's like a Nora Jones or a Eva Cassidy sound. You know, she has a great band behind her too, a great band,
Shut up and sing.
really good. And this song is called "The Bit That I Don't Get."
For those
That's
of you who
Hold on.
can't understand his
The
accent,
bit that I don't get.
shut up. For those of you who can't
The
understand
bit
his,
that I don't get.
shut up. For those of you who don't understand his accent,
Mm-hmm.
it is the bit that I. The bit that I don't get.
That I don't
That's
get.
the bit I don't get.
Okay, so now this song is about it's a breakup song, as most female songs are. And,
Wow.
You know, of course,
Sexism.
yeah, there you go. You know, whatever. But Taylor Swift has made an industry of breakup songs. So
She has.
this song is not like Taylor Swift. She's a good singer. Her band
the
is
guy would just
incredible.
sing.
Hold on, she has a great guitar. He's just more or less perfect.
Cut all this out and
And
post.
here we go. That's how it goes. It starts with a little guitar strum. The bit that I don't get. It's how it changed so fast. How it went from we would always be together to it'll never end. All right, guys, that's Chuks Serenade Your Life this week. I promise you guys, once you hear this song, you will get the whole album. She has some great songs, man. I bought this album a couple of months ago, about 12 tracks. Every single song, at least 8 of those songs are good.
You don't even have to wait till once you hear the song because this is now becoming very necessary. As always, here's how the song really goes.
The bit that I don't get is how it changed so fast. How it changed from we will always be together to it will never last. The writing on the wall, I hadn't seen it yet. When you told me you were tired of it all, that's the bit that I don't get. So call me a fool, I do, but no longer the fool beside you. And I'm learning from the pain. Won't be doing that again. The bit that I don't get is how it changed so fast. How it changed from we will always be together to it will never last. The writing on the wall.
Yeah, man.
That sounded totally different to
You
me.
know what though? Give the guy some credit, man.
That's true.
At least he didn't give us any pushback. He was ready to sing. He had a song.
Brought it.
And he brought it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
In my continuing snitching effort.
Here we go. Give me a gun, guys. Give me a gun, guys. Let me shoot this guy.
In my continuing snitching effort.
Unbelievable.
We threatened this guy at the beginning of the segment, at the show, to cut the segments. That's why he's saying.
You son of a bitch.
That's true. That's true.
You gonna say that's true?
It's true.
Start snitching.
Start snitching. Hey, thank you once again for joining.
Hashtag start snitching.
Hashtag start snitching.
Hey, let's get it going, guys.
You're listening to Fix It in Post. Thank you.
FIIP.
I'm no longer going to be. Well, that doesn't matter. Never mind.
What?
It was gonna be. It doesn't matter.
What?
Come back next week.
Don't threaten us with a good time.
I know,
man.
like,
you
I'm
were no longer going to
be
be the sound
what?
engineer. Do not threaten us with good news and then pull it back, guys. Come on. What's going on? Sakes.
Hey,
I was happy for a second.
You get an email?
Tune
I was
in.
happy for a second also.
Tune in next week for some more of
Oh,
these
it's going to
boys.
be good. Next week is not going to be as serious.
Nah, man, we got to get back to
We'll
the.
get back to the
foolishness.
nonsense.
We got to get back to the foolishness.
Get back
Yes.
to nonsense, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Hashtag back to nonsense.
Back to nonsense.
We
Back
might
to school. Back to nonsense. Hey,
We might talk about ugly girls.
Love and no hate. We can't both be ugly though, man. We can't both be ugly. What, really? We can't both be ugly.
these boys again.
Amen, brother.
Judge.
Judge up.
Chill.